2 weeks ago, we drove around the edge of a severe storm that rolled through our area that had hail and torrential downpours and high winds, and even spawned an F2 tornado that touched down just north of Bear Creek Road, went a little over 12.5 miles northeast up to Lake Scranton, and left a path of destruction that looks very similar to this. Now, this doesn't seem that bad for a tornado, but in this area, this is a lot of destruction, a lot of high winds, just ripped through these trees. Fortunately, a lot of these areas that it went through were unpopulated, but the initial spot where the tornado touched down was populated with quite a few houses, and luckily, there's no reports of any deaths or injuries, but a lot of property damage was caused. So surprise, surprise, we are in the state forest again, back in the expanded section of the Pinchot State Forest, in the new Montage Mountain Tract off of, what's this called? High Bridge Road access. Where we've usually hiked this forest is back here behind me, back there in the Thornhurst section. So, a little bit about the Pinchot State Forest. It was the Lackawanna State Forest and a couple other smaller tracts in Wyoming and Luzerne and Susquehanna counties, I believe. And they combined them all together, renamed them all to the Pinchot State Forest. And it's been greatly expanded. There's areas here that were, I believe this used to be game land. It's now state forest. So they've done a lot of work to expand this forest. It's probably quadrupled in size in the last couple of years. So there's a lot of, at least for me, unexplored areas. So it's really nice to be out here. Today we are just kind of scouting areas. As you can tell, we're back into the winter season. We've had crazy weather the past couple of weeks. Backpacked a couple of weeks ago. It was 19 in the morning, and by the time I got home, it was almost 60. We had weather almost in the 80s the week after that, tornadoes, torrential rains, and then yesterday we got like 8 inches of snow, and it's like 20 degrees right now. So the weather this year, as it has been the past few years, has just been absolutely crazy. So there's snow, but things aren't really frozen underneath, so it's a little tricky walking around. So we're just out scouting areas. New tracts of state forest land means new opportunities for backpacking and dispersed camping, primitive camping out in the wilderness without a lot of people. So that's what we're looking for, just places that we can go that are nearby home but remote. So we are kind of headed over to which is what we think would be that mountain right there, which should be Panther Mountain or Painter Mountain? Painter or Panther? I'll put the correction on here for which one it really is. But we were looking at that last week over in the Thornhurst tract. So yeah, let's explore this. We are going down to the creek right now, which runs along the Watrous Reservoir. And the tornado damage I showed just before, it was right out over here, right on the other side of this knoll. And that track, the path of destruction, goes from all the way over by Bear Mountain, all the way across here, over Montage Mountain, and went across Lake Scranton before it finally petered out. It was a F2 tornado. It is rare for Pennsylvania in any circumstance, but never that I know of have we had anything like that. That was the last week of February. So a tornado that time of year in Pennsylvania is almost unheard of, but it happened. And over on the Bear Mountain section, Bear Creek section, trees just picked up and dropped on houses. A lot of damage over there. You never know. You never know what you're going to get. And as the weather gets weirder every year, the opportunity for really bad things to happen increases. So this week, it's winter hiking. Next week, who knows?